What's up, guys? Got another knife review, sort of you, for you guys. This is of a knife that's it's not a real knife. It's called the Po'Boy 6. Basically what it was is, Emerson knives. They, make all kinds of variations of knives, all different kinds of models. CQC-7, 8, 10, 12, 13, 15, 14. They even had a 16, a 45. Journeyman, Reliant. I mean, there's so many different models of their knives. And if I remember correctly from what I've read, they had a CQC-5 and a CQC-6. Right now, the 6 is only offered, or maybe has only been offered as a custom version. And I'm not positive the full history on those knives, but of all those models, Emerson also has custom models, custom makes of these knives. So he'll have a CQC-7 custom that the standard custom is green micarta handles, scales with titanium bolsters, with thicker titanium liners in there. I've never handled a custom Emerson, but he charges them at a table price at knife shows, and then people in general, they take them, they hike them up, they sell them for extremely high prices, and due to their rarity, they command a certain price, and rightfully so. However the market determines it, then it's going to command what the prices are for these knives. And so the CQC-6 is an extremely rare bird, and so very hard to come by. And so a lot of people then commission, knife pimpers, if you will, to take a Emerson knife and regrind them, or completely make a new handle for them to make them look like a CQC-6. And I would say the CQC-6 is one of the most highly sought after custom Emerson knives out there. And so this one came up at a pretty reasonable price, I think. I'm not positive, but this is and so because it's not a real CQC-6, they call it a Po'Boy, and a Po'Boy 6. And this one was actually ground from a CQC-7 blade. This is actually an older blade, a 2001 model, so it has these additional words and letters and numbers on here that were included on the old style blades, which I thought was kind of cool. And then it was reground, so it actually has a hollow grind on here, and then this kind of convexed tip here. So a really nice grind. And I believe the swedge was also put in here. So sorry about the glares from the light here. But yeah, it's kind of got this convexed swedge here as well. And then this is all rebuilt scales, full titanium scales on here. So not quite like a typical Emerson custom with the micarta and titanium bolsters, but this one just all titanium with the shape of a CQC-6 model knife. This one also features a stainless steel. I believe this is stainless steel. It was magnetic, so a stainless steel backspacer. I might send this one out just to get modified a little bit, and I'll talk about some of those different modifications as I go along in this review. This one was changed up by Reese Weiland. Reese Weiland is a pretty high-end custom maker. He does a lot of automatic knives. I think when he first started getting into knife making, he did these. So this was actually one that he did some time ago, and he doesn't do it anymore. From what I've been reading and what people have been telling me, Emerson has been cracking down a little bit Ernest Emerson, and been asking knife makers and pimpers not to do these knives anymore, not to do these pimp work Emersons, or at least especially the 6. You know, so changing up the knives so that they look like CQC-6s. I know knife guys like Nathawat and Firk, Phil, they all, I think they still do these knives. So people still send out their knives to get them pimped to look like custom ones. But you know, the full custom ones are going to have the blade that say Spec War on the blades instead of the Emerson normal symbols and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I don't know what else to say. So this is not, you know, it's not a full build Emerson. It's not a full build Emerson, you know, frame lock like the CQC-12 is. It's completely, I mean, it's basically a custom knife with a production customized, you know, CQC-7 blade with the wave feature. But when you put this whole package together, it's all it's so awesome. I love the shape of it. I love the handle design. I love the feel of it. It's very comfortable, just like any other Emerson. I definitely like it much more than a CQC-7. Couple of little things. You know, this lock bar right here is definitely very hard on the hand. It's very angular. There's no cutout here. So this is one of the areas where I'm maybe going to have someone see if they can, you know, mill out a little bit of a place for your thumb to actuate the lock, so it's a little bit more comfortable. I'm getting used to it now, so it's not that bad. So that's one thing. The other little thing right now is this one has absolutely no detent. There's no detent whatsoever. So I think when they cut the, you know, the detent balls up here, and when I took it apart and cleaned it up and everything, I mean, this was filthy. It was so dirty. You know, the detent hole on the blade was really rough and roughly cut out. So no detent on this one, but it doesn't really, you know, doesn't really open up that easily. I'm shaking it like this. It's not. If I, you know, really put a little more force, then it'll come out. So but check it out. It really reminds me a lot, outside of this little part on the Dauntless, reminds me a lot of the shape of the Dauntless. So you know, really quick size comparison. It's a very short blade, actually. I think it's a 3-inch blade. So the Dauntless is a 3.4 inch blade, I think. So but yeah, just quick size comparison of these knives here. Here's the Sebenza. So again, this is 3.6. Yeah, so you can see that's substantial difference in the blade size, blade length. And then here's the mini Roadhouse right here. So yeah, so the Po'Boy 6, I mean, you got to respect Emerson in terms of his, you know, desires, in terms of, you know, how you're going to change up his knives and his creations. So I think a lot of knife makers and knife pimpers are respecting that if he's made that personal request to them. But yeah, I mean, you get the chance to get one on the secondary market, it's probably worth, you know, getting, you know, because there's some CQC-6s that I've seen on the market, on the secondary market in the forums, that are easily commanding like $2,500 or so. If, you know, those are real customs, not the Po'Boy. So the Po'Boys definitely aren't that much money, but yeah. But if you get a chance to get the feel and design, you know, not a clone, not a rip-off, if you will. You know, people are commissioning these knife makers to make these knives. Then I think it's. I'm a little bit torn, but I think it'd be worth, you know, getting one, just, you know, because it's really a cool knife to have. So yeah, anyway, those are my quick thoughts about the Emerson Weiland Po'Boy 6. let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next vid. Take care. Bye.